Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, the 5th of October, and we are now in the time of year that I really like. We're finally approaching my favourite time of the year. In fact, I'd say we're pretty much in it now, and that is, of course, autumn. You know, the leaves are beginning to fall off the trees. The weather's getting a bit worse. It's getting grey and rainy. And for me it's much nicer to be outside. It's getting a bit cooler, so now you have to walk a bit quicker just to keep warm. I like autumn. Autumn's a good time of year. As per usual, whenever I vlog outside, there's a plane overhead making a load of noise. Go away. So let me start off by saying apologies for last week for not having a vlog. There isn't a reason. Excuse me. I'm still a bit ill, as you can probably tell. So I didn't vlog last week. The week had kind of passed me by before I'd realised it, to be honest. It felt like I blinked and it was over. Again, there wasn't really much that happened last week. It was just work and stuff and all that, really. And that's kind of the story for most weeks, but you know, I did say I would try and make more of an effort to get back into vlogging, so even if that's all I do of a week, I'm gonna still attempt to do it, because it was probably beneficial for me to be vlogging. It gave me something to do, so I'm gonna try and get back into it. And so that leads me onto the plan for the week. Obviously I have a day off today. I have a day off tomorrow on Tuesday, and then I'm working Wednesday morning. Well, all day Wednesday really. I have to be in at 9 in the morning and I finish at 6. So it's a bit of a long day, but that's good. So I'm doing that on Wednesday. Thursday I'm closing down, so I'm working Thursday evening, and I'm working Friday evening and Saturday evening as well. So that's kind of my working week. I'm sure we'll find time to catch up further on down the line. I was at work last night and a really strange thing happened. A really strange thing. So I'm sure I spoke about it. You might remember, maybe a couple of months ago, I had a shift where the fire alarm went off 4 times in one morning, and it was very embarrassing and very concerning because it was my first shift in charge, and that's what happened. Well, I had a shift yesterday where something bizarre happened. So we'd closed for the night, doors were shut and all that, and I was in the back office and I just kind of looked up at the CCTV monitors, and the girl I was working with, right, was on one of the cameras. Okay, the front doors had been flung wide open. Bearing in mind we'd shut them and locked them. They'd been flung wide open. The girl I was working with was crouched down on the floor, and I could hear footsteps running towards the office. And I couldn't see who was running towards me on the CCTV screen. I was like, oh my god, we're being robbed. We're going to be robbed. And instantly panicked. Didn't know what to do. And then the office door opened, and this little face appeared of one of my other colleagues and went, "Nick, there's a fox in the pub." So I think what must have happened is that my colleague had thrown open the doors to try and let the fox out, and in doing so was crouched down on the floor to try and catch it or whatever. And then this running towards the office was just my colleague coming to tell me there's a fox in the pub. We spent about 5 minutes trying to chase this fox around and get it back out. and had gotten into like the back fire doors in the staff area, which is, that's where he went back out again. But you know, it's like so weird. And why is it always me? Why do I always get these really bizarre happenings that occur? And do you know what? I'm fairly sure there's a certain stigma attached to working on a shift with me. I like to think that actually, when someone sees they're working with me, their first thought is, oh God, what's going to happen this time? Excuse me. And I think that's quite cool, but at the same time, I wish something weird would happen to someone else for a change. You know, it doesn't always have to be me. It doesn't always have to be me. I'm fairly sure it has something to do with the fact that I keep cursing old people, which I realise is a pretty radical statement, but let me explain. So, when people have been in, you know, had their meal and some drinks and stuff like that, and they go up to leave, if I'm nearby and I'm clearing their table or whatever, they start going to leave, I end up putting a curse on people because I get confused very easily, okay, and especially with English. I'm good at English, but God, it don't half confuse me sometimes, especially when I'm not thinking. So, you know, this elderly couple get up, be on their way out, and, you know, to be polite, I say, you know, enjoy the rest of your day. Well, no, that's what I should say. What I end up saying is wrong, because I end up pluralising the wrong word. Because, in my opinion, there's two people there, and they may be going on to do completely different things after this. You know, they may walk out the door and go, right, we'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye, and walk in different directions. So, rather than wishing them a pleasant day, what I end up saying to this lovely elderly couple is, enjoy the rest of your days. You can't really say that to elderly people. That's quite bad. You can't really say that to anyone, purely for the fact that it does sound like you're cursing them. And, you know, this is what I mean, like they might be going on to have 2 different days. So if I say enjoy the rest of your days, it's pluralised because I'm talking to both of them, acknowledging that they are 2 separate people and they might be going on to do 2 separate things. But no, the way it always comes across is, enjoy the rest of your days. Which is not the way I want it to come across. What I need to say is, have a nice day. That's what I need to get into the habit of saying, but I don't. I keep cursing people, and I reckon it's because I keep cursing people that I keep getting all these stupid... Excuse me? That I keep getting all these stupid events and shenanigans happening to me. As soon as I stop cursing people, the sooner I can have a pleasant shift where nothing out of the ordinary goes wrong. On this walk today, I've realised that I'm not as confident as I used to be, which is a shame, really. I'm not. You know, if you think back, or even watch back to the vlogs I was doing when I was working at Coca-Cola at the Olympics 3 years ago. If you look back to those, and you see kind of how positive and confident in my ability that I was. I need to try and find that again. I was kind of riding on that wave for a while, and then other things happened that made me more confident and stuff like that. Yeah, and I was riding those waves for a while, but now I think those waves have kind of crashed a bit, and now I need to try and find it again. Partly why I'm, you know, making the effort to be out with my camera, which I haven't done for a long time. You know, maybe that's partly why I don't feel so confident, because I haven't vlogged outside for ages and got a bit out of practice. But yeah, there's some wiring that needs to be redone in my head to put things back to how they were. It was just a little kind of observation, really. But I'm nearly home now. I'm going to get in, have a drink, I think, some lunch. I'm quite hungry. I slept in till 11:30 today, which is really weird. Getting a lay-in is unusual for me. Having a lay-in that long, that don't happen. Not unless I've been up all damn night. And then it's not really a lay-in, because you only have 5 hours sleep. If you go to bed at 6 in the morning and wake up at 11:30, you know, it doesn't really count as a lay-in. It counts as a nap, is what that counts as. So, yeah, that was really weird. Don't normally do that, but yeah, I do need to have some lunch. And then figure it out from there. It's just started raining. It's that fine, misty rain. That really nice kind of rain that just sort of keeps you cool as you're walking. I like that. This is what I mean. I love autumn. It's so good. The world's a more interesting place in autumn, I think. You know, you kind of walk around, all the trees are green, you know, that's what it is in summer. It's just, the planet's just green. Once you hit autumn, the planet's a lot more multi-tonal. It's a lot more interesting to look at and smell. Oh, welding or tarmac or something. It's not as interesting to listen to though. I've subwoofers behind me doing something. But yeah, you know, it's a more interesting place. I like being out in autumn, and I like being out in winter, especially if it snows. A lot of people hate snow, but it'll, I really like snow. I can't remember if how long have I been driving? A year? Yeah, a year. So this will be the second winter I'll potentially have to risk driving in snow. I don't think I did drive in snow last year. I don't even know if it snowed last year. I think it did snow, but I don't think I drove in it because I don't want to do that. And especially given earlier this year when I hit that other car in perfectly normal conditions, other than the fact that that car was stationary. That sounds like a really terrible way of putting it, but you'll know what I mean. It's like, so on the road obviously you have cars that park on the sides of the road like that, and not too far from where I live, a load of cars park there during the day because it saves them having to pay for parking at the train station. So there's always a lot of cars on either side of the road, and it's a very difficult weaving job trying to get in and out of the cars that are parked on the side of the road as well as the oncoming traffic. So it's a little bit of a pain, and one day I just misjudged it slightly and hit someone else's car that was parked on the side with my own, as I think I spoke about anyway. But yeah, that's different. I kind of lost track of where the point was going with that. Oh yeah, so I won't be driving in snow. Do you know what? That really knocked my driving confidence a bit. I don't really like driving anyway. Driving is far too stressful. I don't like doing it. It's a necessary evil, driving. You know, I can drive, and I drive when I need to. You know, like for work, for instance, Friday and Saturday night where we're finishing at 2 in the morning, I don't want to be doing that walk home anymore. So, yeah, I'll drive to work for that. But if I can walk somewhere, then I'm far happier doing that. Driving's just far too stressful. Far too many things can go wrong, and it's far too expensive to fix if things do. And having that small crash really dented, if you'll pardon the pun, my confidence. I make myself laugh because God knows I need to make someone laugh. So yeah, that really didn't help my driving confidence at all. I'm getting better at it. I still don't particularly like going down that road, but you know, I am getting better at driving. But still don't really like it. I still find it really stressful. I think I'm good at hiding it if I've got passengers in the car, because the last thing you need as a passenger in a car is to just look over at your driver and see them bricking it. You don't want that. So, you know, I try and keep things calm for my passengers, but inside I'm a bit of a wreck driving. If I'm on my own, then God am I stressy. Oh, I'm so stressy. I just don't particularly like driving all that much, really. I don't understand the people who do it for fun. People who go, I'm just going to go out for a drive. Why? Why would you? It's dangerous and stressful. Why would you do that? Let alone all the people who do it for sport. Why? I don't understand. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, I'm nearly home. I'll see you later on. It's Thursday, the 8th of October, and I hope everyone is alright today. I have been somewhat busy today. Not massively busy, not at all. I tried to do some drumming and it went okay-ish, not really. I got annoyed because I was sucking, so I stopped playing after half an hour. But on the upside, I did do something productive today. I have officially beaten completely The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Completely finished. 111%ed. Completely and utterly. Oof. Right? And even you don't believe me, well, I will show you. Here I am in The Binding of Isaac right now. As you can see, my save file here, Real Platinum God. That's the one we're on. So I have done, I could probably put a bit of noise on actually, I did turn the noise off, but a bit of noise won't hurt. So, as you can see, this notepad up here is what we need to do as each character. So we need to beat everything, and then when it's got a red hue around it, we have beaten it on hard. So I've done it as Isaac, Magdalene, Cain, Judas, the dead baby, Eve, Samson, Azazel, Lazarus, Eden, and the Lost, which means I've done everything as every character completely and utterly, which is pretty rad. I have also done all of the challenges. As you can see, all of those are nicely crossed out, all 20 of them. And it also means that I've collected every single item, all 343 of them, and have unlocked all 178 secrets. As you can see, the items, here they all are. There are no question marks anywhere, apart from where there should be some. For instance, on this page you've got one right in the middle for more options and one down in the bottom left for the Book of Shadows. Other than that, I've actually unlocked and obtained absolutely every item, which is pretty awesome. And while on this screen, I've also unlocked every single ending, as you can see right there. And all of the secrets as well. As I said, there's 178 of them. I've unlocked all 178. So I have done everything in The Binding of Isaac. And if you don't believe me, one final screen. 100% of the achievements. All 178 out of 178. It says the most recent one I've unlocked is Platinum God, which I guess probably isn't true. The one that should say is Ultimate Platinum Gods? Whatever the ID is. Let's go and have a look-see. We need to scroll down a little ways to find it. So there we go, Platinum God. Got that one today, 8th of October, at just before 2 o'clock. And Real Platinum God, or whatever the achievement is called, the Real Platinum God. Here we are, 111%. Now stop playing. Unlocked at roughly the same time. And just before I move you away, if I click on this window, as you can see, it is most definitely my Steam that I'm using. So that's what I've done with my day. How productive. Every other time in this week, for the rest of this week, previously I've been at work, and I'm at work later on tonight as well. So all in all, a productive week, I think, all in all, which means I don't need to play The Binding of Isaac anymore, because I'm done, at least until Afterbirth comes out at the end of the month. And then there's a whole heap of other stuff to do, and I'll try and record as much of that as possible. I think that'd be a good idea. Anyways, let's, ooh, Steam's ready to update as well. Interesting. Anyways, yes, that's that. Before I go to work, I'd like to tell you a story. This is a story about two cats that see a fish swimming in a lake, and they're trying to get the fish, but the surface of the lake has frozen over. So I'm going to read it exactly as it's written for you. Here we go. Two hungry cats saw a big fish on the frozen lake park. They excitedly jumped straight to the frozen lake, where the fish away to the front paw is caught is flexible. Persevering fish separated by a layer of ice, visible touch them. Spent a long time effort, still to no avail. Finally, the only hope, fish sigh, the disappointing. I hope you take the message away with you, learn from it, and above all else, pass it onwards. You join us on Friday the 9th of October, and I hope everyone's okay. As always, I've been drawing, which is why I look like a mess, because it was pretty hardcore, to say the least. I'm going to have a shower later, and then I'm going to go to work. Start at 8 tonight, so I've got a little bit of time, a little bit of spare time. I fully intend to use it to not do anything, because I'm sleepy. I've been sleeping in a lot recently, for some unknown reason. You know me, I don't really tend to lay, or if you don't know me, let me tell you, I don't really tend to lay in all that much. But recently, these days, I've been managing to sleep in until like 11 o'clock, which is pretty bizarre. Not every day, you know, that would be ridiculous, but you know, fairly regularly. Anyways, there's not a lot else for me to tell you really. I'm at work tomorrow night. As far as I know, I have the day off on Sunday, and then presumably straight back into work on Monday. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, this'll do for now. I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.